We're back, baby.
Same old shit. Yeah, we are back. It's been a little while. We've not done a live show for a couple of weeks now, and we've not done any videos for a little while either. But we are back. And tonight we've got a whole host of stuff to get through because it's so long since we've been back. We've got a shit ton of reviews to talk about.
So much stuff happened.
Yeah, so we've got an awful lot to get through. Mr. Keegan, how are you doing? I haven't seen you for a little while.
I'm very well. I miss your little face, you know.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to see you too. I was just saying before we were on, it's we're so far into the summer now. It's bright now when we do the show. So if I remember right, it was still dark last time. So
it was, and I'm looking oranger. I'm starting to feel a bit Trump-esque.
That's all I mean? That's that little tan you got in Benidorm, you know. When you're on
see, I'm orange, and you're that delightful Irish pasty kind of greasy looking white. Do you know what I mean?
It works for me, I think. So
it's a choice. Fuzzy, Sorrel's changed. I know, mate. I know. Don't expect the same level of bants tonight as you would normally get with Sorrel.
Of course.
This is like Poundland Sorrel. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to get any Beanie Baby talk or anything like that from me. So
exactly. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you, Deacon? How dare you? Jaundice and Tommy.
I love it. I miss you, boys.
Honestly. Right. Anyway, let's crack on. Mr. Keegan, before we start, it is a long time since we've done this. We were supposed to do it last week, but you pussied out. Now the plan for what we're talking about tonight, you'd sent us 2 weeks ago, so I'm hoping you're checking there. I can see. Look at your little face. I'm hoping you.
I remember what the things.
Yes,
were.
because we've just got random slides.
Yeah, no, I had a little flick through, and I have.
I love a little flick through. Love a little flick through.
Yeah, I like a little flick.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm prepared.
You're prepared.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. And I've done the slides tonight as usual, but unlike the last time we did it, there'll be quality slides. There'll not be that pixelated shit.
I did see one that was quite low res.
Yeah, I've changed it.
I wasn't too impressed.
I've changed it already.
Okay, fair play. Yeah. Because you anticipated.
I did.
I'd be a little bitch about
I know you well. I know you well.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I've deleted your gaming slides as well. So first slide we've got.
Bit of sad news. So Lar Park Lincoln, star of Friday the 13th Part 7, Jason. I've lost it already. Which one's that? Jason. A New Blood. Yeah.
Just say Jason.
Has passed away. I believe at the age of 64 or something like that. So one of my favorite characters in the Friday the 13th series. Really great character, Tina. She's like the psychic character, and she has like a psychic battle with Jason at the end of the movie. I know that sounds shit, but in the movie it really works. I think like Friday the 13th is missing that kind of heroic character, and I always really liked her from that, and I was looking forward to meeting her at a convention at some point down the road. So yeah, very tragic, very young. So it's a shame. Something funny, Peter.
Fuzzy, don't tell me she's interested in your Scream film.
We don't have any Scream slides tonight, I don't believe.
We don't. I think he's more because quite often we talk about, as news, this is an actor that thinks they would like to be in a film, and Fuzzy always says, that's not news. Fuzzy,
I see, okay. Yeah.
Fuzzy, just hold your water, because Sunday night I've agreed to go on with Efren for his show. That's the show where you get random slides of, breaking news, actor says he wants
unverified.
To act, and stuff like that, and then random pictures of my food, which threw us the last time. I saw this picture of your dinner on Instagram 4 months ago, Peter. Oh, it's cracking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now, I have to be honest, James. You meant Tony Todd. Yeah. I don't think I know this actress from anything. I certainly can't remember seeing that Jason movie with psychic battles and stuff.
Yeah. Best Jason design in that one. Yeah, she was a really cool character. I think the idea they were going for was a Carrie. It was a Carrie versus Jason kind of thing. So she's like a Carrie kind of character, but she was really cool. I remember watching any of the Friday the 13th documentaries. She's always very present in them. So just an actress I've always really liked, even though she's not been in much else. A character I really like. So yeah, I was really good to hear this news.
Shame, very shame. Yeah. Tony Todd we're going to touch on later on, Fuzzy, because he was in the latest, as you've seen from the thumbnail, in the latest Final Destination movie, which was his last film, I believe, James, is that right?
I believe so, yeah. A nice send-off for him, I think, for the character. It was poignant.
It was, but, man, he looked rough. He did look rough.
You could tell he was sick. Yeah.
We'll start off with some gaming news, eh?
Well, it's not gaming, it's movie news, Peter. So, Death Stranding, you are familiar...
Based on a game.
Yes.
Based on a game.
You are familiar with Death Stranding, are you?
You've talked about it before, I think.
I have.
Did we watch the cutscene once?
For the trailer for the second one, yeah. So it stars Norman Reedus. It's by Hideo Kojima, who does the Metal Gear Solid games. So it started out as a Silent Hill game. And then that was cancelled, and Kojima had a big fight with Konami, and then he moved over to Sony, and that's how we got Death Stranding. So there's been talks about a movie for a while. We now have a director, so I had it and I just clicked off. There we go. So Michael Ceransky, who directed A Quiet Place Day One and Pig, is going to be directing this. And then just yesterday, Norman Reedus has said, yeah, he'd be interested in coming back as this character, as Sam Porter Bridges. So what's that look on your face?
You mentioned Pig there. I've seen Pig. That's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
horrific.
Well, you like Silent Place? You like Silent Place Day One, though?
I like what?
Silent Place, A Quiet Place Day One.
Oh, A Quiet Place, right? Yes,
Quiet
yes,
Place.
I do like,
yeah,
I do like A Quiet Place.
So there we go. Yeah. So this could go anywhere in between those two. This could land. So it's a really cool universe, really cool idea. It's like you're Sam is like a delivery guy basically in like a post-apocalypse, and there's these kind of creatures that like they're like inky creatures. It's very cool, very spooky. Could make a really cool movie. So I'm excited for this.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What's this?
So we have some casting for the new Silent Night Deadly Night movie. So this is a reboot in development by Bloody Disgusting, I believe, is producing it. So same producers as Terrifier. So Rowan Campbell, who you might remember from Halloween Ends. He's the Corey. He's like the guy who's like you think is going to be the new Michael in it.
Yeah, tragically underused character.
Yeah. So he's playing Billy, which I think is really solid casting. Now, I would if he like I was there thinking, oh yeah, if he bulked up a bit, but I think filming started like the day after he was casting it, basically. So I think he'll still be a little scrawny. I know like Billy's a big hulk of a man. Hulk of a boy in those movies, but I think in Halloween Ends he portrays that kind of like person on the brink of insanity kind of thing, you know, and I think that crosses over to Billy really well, you know, so I think that's really solid casting. And then Ruby Modine, who was in Happy Death Day, I pictured here, she's one of the friends in Happy Death Day, so she's playing I assume the kind of the nun character, I guess. Yeah. Pamela is the character's name anyway. I'm not sure if that's the same.
I can't remember that. I'm still not sure what I feel about this because I really enjoyed the first one, the original. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope it's got the same kind of crazy vibe, you know.
Seems to be faithful. I think, like, you know, it will probably have a lot of reverence for that one. Curious how, like, because like, you know, Terrifier is the only other comparator I have in terms of like the people behind this film. So, will it have that vibe? Will it be super, super gory? You know, because the original is quite gory. Like that when the woman gets mounted onto the
antlers.
The antlers. That's pretty hardcore for an 80s movie, you know. But I hope this doesn't shy away from like how hardcore that original film went. And I hope it has the same structure where it's like him as a kid first, and then we get the killing spree in the kind of back half, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
I also hope we get a fun little montage as well, because I like that little montage when he's all happy in the toy store.
I'm just happy as long as we get the kind of the naughty, and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
We'll see. Yeah.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day 3 is moving forward, Peter. It's in pre-production at the moment. So if I remember correctly, we said on a show or two ago that the actress came out and said it's basically not happening, or the director came out and says it's not happening.
I think we've done loads of news about it, haven't we?
Yeah. They've done a 180, and it's moving forward now, so I am stoked. I love the series. I love these movies so much, so I'm really happy they're coming back. Yeah.
I absolutely adore these movies. I think the first one was stronger than the second one, mind. But I am looking forward to this. Yeah. SM says I've got to stop bullying you. Nah. Because James, what I would say is I saw this image and I have to say that's what I imagine you look like if you have a shave. Is that what your face looks like if you shave?
It's not far. I have better teeth, but it's not far off, I think. Being honest, you know. Like
Yeah. When I grow my hair long, that's what I look like as well.
I do have
the lady in the front. Do you know what I mean?
I do have a little baby face. That's why I have the.
I know. Yeah. We've got Wayne saying I love Happy Death Day. Big fan. Happy Death Day is one of these ones, and I think we've talked the same, James. It's one of those ones that I didn't expect to be any good at all.
Yeah,
it was like
same.
an unexpected joy, you know?
Yeah, you
So,
kind of
yeah.
went in it just nailed that, like, Groundhog Day meets Scream kind of vibe, and I just, that was fantastic.
James is
Sex face. How would you know? Ask Peter. Peter, no.
It is. I've seen that many a time in the mirror. Similar sheen to the forehead. Oh,
Thanks, guys. Love you too. Yeah.
Oh, not sure.
Beetlejuice 3 has been confirmed to be in the works. I swore they said when the second one came out that was going to be it. But then
No,
I think
think
it made $700 million or something like that.
Yeah,
so
I think
I'm
we
not
talked at the
surprised.
time and said, it made a decent amount of cash and whatnot. I didn't. I mean, we saw this one together, didn't we? Didn't we see Beetlejuice together?
We did. You spilled your popcorn, remember? You knocked your
I did.
popcorn off him.
I paid a friggin' fortune for. It wasn't popcorn. It was something with weird. Can't
Was it
remember. Chili nuts or something.
Yeah.
And I spilled them
spilled the
literally
whole thing.
all over the floor. Yeah, bastards. Anyway, so this is Beetlejuice 3. We didn't. The second one, I think it's fair to say, didn't blow away, did it?
I thought it was decent throughout. I had some good moments, but like it wasn't. There was nothing classic about it, I feel.
I mean, you know what? It's Michael Keaton in one of my favourite roles he's in. Would I go and see it? Of course I'd go and see it. Of course I'd go and see it. But I don't know. I'm not as excited as I was when they announced number 2, because I don't think number 2 really blew us away.
Is there anything you feel like what would you like them to improve over the second movie then?
More Keaton? More
okay.
Keaton, Yeah, we'll have a story this time. Yeah. I've dropped my nuts in many times. More Keaton for me. Because he's the star. He's what draws you. Do you know what I mean? I thought the song was weak this time. The end kind
I
of
agree.
song
Yeah,
thing.
I don't remember what he even went like.
Yeah, and the I want a proper bad guy. I don't feel I had a bad guy in the last film. There was just kind of spread all over,
Well, I just thought we had too many. You kind of half-assed 2 or 3 different villain stories when if you just focused on one. Like if we had just gotten Willem Dafoe, we had just gotten Monica Bellucci, we had just gotten the boyfriend guy. Whereas when you do them all at the same time, it's like none of the characters are together and these things don't cross over, and it was just a bit of jumble then at that point.
Fuzzy saying I'm surprised Keaton would want to do it. I think he got a hefty paycheck, but also from some of the interviews I've seen, Fuzzy, he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He enjoyed
He likes
kind of
this
letting
character.
loose. He likes the character. Would I be desperate to see any of the other characters back? Probably not, to be honest. Jennifer Ortega, or if you call her, I'm not that bothered about
I
it.
liked Willem Dafoe. I thought he was the highlight of the movie, to be honest. So I'd like that character to come back. I thought that was really fun. And it's more of the underworld, spooky, underworldy stuff. I think I enjoy seeing that stuff. So
We'll see.
yeah,
Optimistic about it, I suppose, but hesitant. Killer Clowns. Now, I don't think I've ever seen Killer Clowns. It's a classic.
I haven't.
can't remember
It's
seeing
one of those. Whenever I'm in like my mate's house and I like, oh, we're gonna watch, I always throw this out there because I'm not seeing it, and I'm like, sure, I'll love it. But it's one of those classic '80s, it's kind of late '80s, not like weird horror movies that people rave about and has like a really dedicated fan base called classic. So we'll watch it at some point on the channel, I'm sure. But Ryan Gosling is starring in a reboot.
I mean, that to me is bonkers, because I would have thought, and don't get us wrong, but we all know that horror movies generally have a lower budget, don't they?
Yes, of course. They make so much less money.
Yeah, this kind of horror would have an even lower budget, because it's like, it's like you say, 80s forgettable directed to video kind of. So it's a bit like Critters and Ghoulies. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's got a very, very low budget, I would have thought. I can't imagine Ryan Gosling comes with a cheap paycheck.
I can't remember now if he's also. I think he's also a producer on it. So maybe he got caught at the box office then. Maybe he's just like a really big fan. Like he watched it when he was a kid and really likes Killer Clowns, and this opportunity came by.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
we'll see. But we do need to watch the original, because I'm pretty
we'll
pretty
watch it
certain
at
I've
some
not seen it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I do like a bit of Ryan Gosling, mate. He's one of my favourite actors, I have to say.
This sounds fun. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Oh, James. Aladdin.
So next up in the slew of crappy free copyright free movies, we're getting an Aladdin horror movie with a genie and stuff. I suppose we are fans of the genie villain in the horror movie thing, yeah, exactly. So like maybe this one could be decent. I very highly doubt they're not going to do the like actual like period piece thing in it, are they? No.
I mean, it's interesting because that does look a bit like the Wishmaster. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's got that kind of look to it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these movies. Our pal Super Sorrel, he absolutely adores all this crap. And it's probably unfair, and I don't know if you're being the same as me, James, in terms of being unfair. I pull this to bits and say it's crap and all the rest of it. I've not watched any of these. I've just gone off what I've seen in trailers and stuff.
I've watched one. I watched the first one, the Winnie the Pooh one.
Winnie the Pooh.
Awful, so bad. I've heard the second one is better, but I'm sure that's just in comparison. And then I don't think any of the rest of them are considered as good.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the trailer for the Bambi one. Evening, Terry. I saw the trailer for the Bambi one and thought, nah, Darth Maul ripoff. Yeah. There's a lot of people as well said that the Popeye one as well looks interesting from the trailer. Nah.
No, Popeye looks weird as shit as well. But one's one I can imagine like watching that one. I think that's so stupid. I'll just have to give that a go. The other is like Bambi doesn't interest me really at all,
Andy suggests you need some sun, James. We'll have to do something.
Yeah, maybe like a little Costa del Sol or something like that. That'd be nice.
Have you seen the El Roth Kickstarter? You can become part of the business and everything that he makes. Films, you receive part of the profits. I haven't seen that.
This is in the last couple of days. This was announced. I forgot to put. I was going to suggest putting a slide for it. He's doing a Kickstarter for a movie. It's called The Ice Cream Man, and I was there like, oh, is this based on that comic book that you like? Yeah. It's not. And then I'm like, oh, is this a reboot of the Clint Howard horror movies from the 80s? It's not. So he's just doing, but he's bigging it up like it's going to be the next new slasher icon. Which I suppose, like, he did create the last kind of major horror icon with the Thanksgiving. Yeah. So like, I won't put it past him. Like he does good slasher movies. So
we could do a whip around, couldn't we? We could do a whip around. I mean, you could put 50 pence in each. We'll get film credit.
And we're getting credits. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'd expect to be in it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. 50 pence. It's not cheap.
Yeah. And we could take an ice cream photo then.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's probably based on our ice cream photos. I would imagine. Urban Legends now. I couldn't give you much of the detail of this because it's probably 20 years or something since I've seen it.
Yep.
But I do remember enjoying this, and I enjoyed the concept of it. Pretty sure there's a bit about something in a microwave, a kid or an animal in a microwave at one point in the first one.
I think so.
Yeah, but I seem to remember thinking these were pretty good films. So what's all this about?
We're getting a reboot, so this is the next. Obviously, I think there's a lot of hype for the. I know we did last summer reboot, and so they've the Legendary. I think that has Urban Legends said, we're going to do one now with Urban Legends. So, I love that original one. I think the opening sequence is one of the best horror opening sequences. So it's like this woman. It's Brad Dourif. And this woman pulls into a petrol station, and this guy's like tapping on the window and stuff like that. And she drives off all scared, and he screams. He has a stutter, so he can't say what he's trying to say. And then he screams, "Someone's in the back seat!" As she's driving away. It's just goosebumps. So like, I think this could be. You get a really fun script with this. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with this series. So I'm really excited for this one. I love that slashers. We're getting a new resurgence with them now, and all these kind of classic series are coming back again. So. Yeah,
we're going to talk about, I know what you did last summer and a little bit on the trailer section, because that's got my mind hurting, my brain's hurting a little bit with that one. Right. So we'll get to that in a bit. Fuzzy's saying, it's not Kickstarter, it's another crowdfunded company. Do a little tidbit on this. I do quite a few Kickstarters, and I do a few of the other companies. I couldn't remember what they're called, Fuzzy, but you're absolutely right. There's another one that I think do a lot of kind of like the IDW books and things like that. I've done a few of them. I hadn't appreciated that. Say, I quite often, because I'm crackers, go kind of all in on with them. So like the Trick or Treat one, I've gone for like, I think it's like £300 I've put into it or something. If the company just decides they're not making it, you just lose your money. There's no way of getting your money back. Kickstarter isn't liable to give you your money back or anything like that.
Is that true?
Unless you go via your bank and stuff and try and claim the money back. But normally, if you've paid via PayPal or whatever, by the time it gets to the fact that it's never being made, you've passed it. Yeah, but if you lose it on Kickstarter, it's
I thought they just said they sent like that money's locked until.
No. It's
really?
It's in the small print and all that kind of stuff. That they don't have any liability if it goes.
I'm surprised there's not more scams of people just faking that they're going to do it.
This is the reason I know it, because there's I'm not going to mention names, but there's a comic book seller who I used to buy from a while ago who started his own company a couple of years back, and was selling a lot of comics, and everybody's kicking off saying they've not had the comics and not heard from him for 2 years and stuff, and that's what the thread got into about Kickstarter's not liable, and it made us think, Christ, I must have at the moment maybe he's $2,000 in Kickstarter things waiting on books coming, and it's like, Jesus. Anyway, there you are. Slight side note. Yeah.
I've done it once. I got the Last of Us board game or something like that. Yeah. I did the all-in thing, but it took a long time, but it came eventually. I was like, okay, cool.
Fuzzy, 1 million, and he'll kill you on screen however you want. Yeah. I reckon we've got 8 people watching. We could do a whip around, James. Yeah. Is that 1 million each, Fuzzy? So would we need 2 million? We'll
just dip into your membership.
My membership pot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that should cover some of it. Yeah, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, not sure what I think of this.
Stranger Things is getting an animated series. So the Duffer Brothers have been talking about this, saying that they really want to do like a Saturday morning cartoon, like Hanna-Barbera-esque, I assume, like 80s style animated series about Stranger Things. So like, I think that sounds really cool. I'm interested in that.
I googled it, and this is the image I got. Now I don't know. James,
I don't think this is.
Is this the actual animation? Because
I don't think so. I think this is.
Because if this was the animation, I'm all in. I think it looks great. It looks Scooby-Doo-ish. It looks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, do you know what? I'll give it a go. I'll watch it. I do love the Stranger Things universe. Wayne's not a fan. Piss off, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I think one of our regular trips, James, that we tend to do. I would like to go and see Stranger Things down in London, so we'll have to go and see that.
Definitely.
Fuzzy's saying, who's the target audience? That's a good point, Fuzzy.
That is a good point, because it's like kids don't like Stranger Things, do they? So
it's a bit scary.
It's a horror series, yeah. So like,
Fuzzy's never watched an episode. Does surprises, Fuzzy? I think you would enjoy it. I really do. It's got some good stuff. Fuzzy's just saying on that last point, there was a bloke who made a comic during COVID. I think that might be the one I'm referring to, Fuzzy. He set up his own comic company, and he was selling a lot of books, and then he got into making his own comics, and he went to Thought Bubble and brought a artist with him from Thought Bubble. That all fell to shit because the artist claimed he hadn't getting paid and things like that, and it all went downhill rapidly. Wayne watched 3 episodes and hated it. Wayne collects Funkos, so we don't listen to Wayne.
Do you think though it's going to be about the kids, like about the main kids, or they'll like focus on the other people in the town?
I think it'll be like Scooby Doo. It'll be Monster of the Week kind of thing, which I'm all in for, because we haven't got that kind of show at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose like that. That sounds
that'd be cool.
So,
Can't remember. You got on your list? Happy. I think it was. What do you call it? What's that one we really like?
Ready or Not? Ready or Not. Okay, so these are 2 different. Okay, I was always confused because they were both on the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so first up, Crystal Lake has begun production. So that is the
bastard.
That is the Friday the 13th television series. We have another Friday the 13th thing in a minute we'll talk about, but so that started production. So it's happening. Finally, and we have the Pamela Voorhees' cast. We talked about that last episode as well. So, yeah, just the fact that it's being made now. It's not going to get cancelled. It's going to come out. So I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. So more Jason stuff. Very, very cool. And then Ready or Not 2 has begun filming, and it has a title, and it's the obvious title of Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Cool. Did you notice as well? I don't think we've got a slide for it, but I'm sure I saw that Sarah Michelle Gellar's going to be in it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was just cast. Catherine Newton, I think, is also going to be like the co-lead. I assume she's going to be the bride, another bride or something like that. And Samara Weaving comes in and helps her or something like that.
I love that first film. Seriously, guys, if anyone hasn't seen that film, it's just bonkers. It's well worth a watch. It's a real good movie. We've got Sean. Thank you for joining, Sean. We've got 10 people watching, which is great for us. We don't normally get this many on the show, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hit the thumbs up, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Carrie. Bit of Carrie news.
I was completely unaware that there was a Carrie television show in development at the moment. But Matthew Lillard has been cast in it, so he's really getting around at the moment, isn't he?
He is. He's in a lot because he's going to be in
Daredevil as well.
Season 2.
Back in Scream as well. So I don't think they said who he's playing in this. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Carrie TV show, is that something you'd be?
I'm going principal. I think he's going to be
because he sat behind a desk and he looks a bit.
Well, no, this isn't from.
I know
this
is
Carrie
from
show.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I just think he's got that kind of school teacher kind of vibe going at the moment. He's got old man school teacher vibe.
Yeah,
I think Carrie is something I'm interested in. Do you know what? I feel I know the story of Carrie inside out because I've seen that many iterations of it.
Yeah.
I would be kind of initially saying, what are they going to do differently that we don't know? It's the same thing. But I was absolutely surprised by the Bates Motel series. I would have said the same about Psycho. Why the hell do I need a Bates Motel? I know. Yeah. So if they do a similar kind of thing, keep elements of the original, but make it their own, then it's got to end, hasn't it, with the iconic scenes and things.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. The hand popping out and stuff.
But I'd give that a go. Fuzzy's just saying, I see the actress from Skeleton Crew has been cast opposite Sarah Michelle Gellar on the new Buffy. Yeah, I'm getting more and more excited about Buffy, I have to say.
Side note, just by Matthew Lillard, the tickets for his photo ops went up for the Love of Horror thing. It was a shit show, like an absolute shit show, where they were a duo photo with him and Skeet Ulrich went up first, and they didn't tell people there was going to be a trio, and I had to phone and upgrade over the phone and stuff like that. It was just a nightmare, and autographs still haven't gone up yet. Apparently it's sold out super quickly as well. It's just
no photos in the line is what I've seen as well, and
no photos in the line. The thing that pissed me off was no quotes. Now I'm if I don't get a fucking Zoinks on my Scooby-Doo poster, I'm going to flip my shit, Peter. I tell you that.
Jesus Christ.
I better get a fucking...
I'll not be standing next to you.
Zoinks and Shaggy Rogers.
We haven't talked about this, and I can see the rage building inside you. The guys who run for the Love of
are our dear friends.
Who are our friends, who got some horrific emails and messages about it all. And that, that publishing and stuff, and people... being violent. Was that one? Did you do that, James? Is that what?
No, I wouldn't. I would not blame Neil, who runs for Love of Horror, and
Neil bless him was getting this stuff.
It's been run flawlessly.
It's interesting that his name came first to your lips, isn't it? And that's who was upset.
Well, Ben is he's a host, isn't he? He doesn't. I don't think he's involved in these things. But I know they've been talking about the quotes thing is from their side, they don't have any control over that, which is fair enough. They want to get as many people to get signatures as possible. I think if they put in a 2 or 3 line minimum, maximum or something like that, I think that'd be more. I just hope it's not literally just signature piss off kind of thing. Cause that's
have you got your gold pass for this one then?
No, I'm only meeting the Scream guy, so I think over the 2 days it'll be fine.
Okay.
Because I'll just I'll go queue up first thing.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be heaving. I think.
I know that. Yeah. I'll probably be 2 hours in each queue, I think. So, yeah.
Not a clue. What's this?
Sorority Row. Have you never seen Sorority Row?
So I've never seen the original of this. It's completely passed me by, this one.
Yeah. So there was a sequel to the 2009 remake was announced very randomly. So it's a remake of I think it's from the 80s, isn't it? It's like a sorority house kind of.
What's it actually about then? What's it?
It's a group of sorority sisters, and a guy with a garden implement starts killing them and stuff. So that's it. I remember it was kind of, I have a soft spot for it because it was one of the first horror movies I saw in the cinemas. I was 2009, so I was 14. So I think it was 16, so we managed to get into it, and I was really excited and stuff. So we went to see it then. So I have nostalgia for it, even though I'm pretty sure it's shit. I've not watched it since, but it's a slasher movies. But very random after this long to announce a sequel, rather than just say we're doing a Sorority Row movie, a new one. It's we're doing a sequel to the 2009 remake. It's just very strange. But we'll see. After this long, there must be a cool idea there, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I may have seen this one. I just can't remember it at all. But I think a lot of these films blend into one from 10, 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Reanimator, again, a movie I don't think I've really seen much of.
Yeah, we're getting a new. So it's an adaptation of what's a Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft story. The Reanimator is a H.P. Lovecraft story. Yeah. So those movies are an adaptation of that. So we're getting a new adaptation of the original story. So that's been announced. Okay. So like, yeah, it'll be the first Reanimator movie in like 20 years or something like that. Yeah, sounds really cool. I've never watched any of these, and I love everything I see about them. I'm sure I'll love them, but I just haven't sat down to watch them yet.
I think I saw the first one, and it was cheesy as hell. But this was around the same time as the one with the little toy killers and things like that. What was that one called again?
The little toy killers?
Puppet
Master,
yeah, and all that
90s,
kind of stuff.
90s.
But I don't remember really getting that into them.
Yeah, Herbert West. Yeah.
Jason Universe. We're talking about this about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So this was the whole thing announced that like this is the new multimedia project, I guess. So they announced like Jason Universe. It's a new thing we're doing where it's like, we're going to do TV shows and we're going to do movies and we're going to do video games and we're going to do all these things. Screams Dark Universe to me, where like none of this stuff is really going to happen. So we have the prequel show first, but they showed their first look at the new Jason design. So that's it up on the screen there. It's Jason in it. Like, it just like there's nothing really interesting, or it looks to me like if you typed into ChatGPT generate a picture of Jason Voorhees, like that's just what you get. It's just very by the book.
So you see, I'm classic Jason, whereas you've watched all the latest movies and stuff like that. For me, Jason's a bit like Michael Myers. I want Michael Myers in his William Shatner mask and his blue jumpsuit kind of thing. Yeah. Jason, I want in his hockey mask and that. So I'm not in. What else were they going to put him in? A tracksuit? You know, Adidas. I just want him. So yeah.
No, I think for me. Well, one, I'm more of a fan of Zombie Jason, but they weren't going to do that. I'm like, okay, fair enough. He should be a bit bulkier. Like this just looks like a dude, normal dude. Like he's all deformed and shit. Like,
is he good? Because it changes again, doesn't it? It's different variations of him and stuff, I suppose.
I don't know. I just think, and Greg Nicotero, who's like designed multiple Jason looks, like was behind this, and it's just to me, I don't know. There's nothing like interesting about it. I feel, it's just very basic.
What did you want?
I'm just saying. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just like it's not. It's
like Jason.
It's just like there's nothing like about this. Like it's just like
leather Jason.
It just looks like Jason. I think it's too skinny. I think that's the other thing.
I can't believe you're body shaming Jason.
People are really pissy about this though. Like saying,
are they, James? Are you pissy?
No, I've not really seen. No, for me, I'm like, it's fine. It's just there's nothing great about it. A lot of people a little bit bland, boring, and too thin. But there's people who are like really angry about this, and I'm just like, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Baseball cap, but like cool, tilted to one side.
Give them hockey pads as well.
Yeah, hockey pads.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Knee pads for the bit. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We'll design it. We'll design it for them. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Oh, computer games.
Evil Dead the game has been delisted. So if you don't have this,
what does that mean? Because I saw that a while ago. What does that mean?
So it's been taken off of digital storefront. So if you want the PlayStation Store, it's not there anymore. So if you bought it before, you can still re-download it. Like if you go back to your download list, and you can play it, you can buy the game physically still. Like if you go into CEX or whatever.
Right.
But you can't just like go into Steam or go into the PlayStation Network and download and buy the game anymore.
So why would they do that then? Because surely it doesn't bother them to leave it up and potentially make money, does it not?
So it is often due to licensing things expiring. So this happens all the time. Like you go to like the Avengers game, the one that you bought.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with that. Suicide Squad's bound to happen. Well, Suicide Squad's Warner Brothers, so that'll probably be okay. Various Spider-Man games like it happens to as well. So, just the game wasn't super successful, and whoever licensed it didn't renew the license. I'm guessing would be the case here. So I think there's still servers, so you can still play the game, but it's just like they're just not selling any more copies of it. Like I know that this just didn't do well at all, which is a shame. I played a little bit of it and like it seemed pretty cool, so like it's unfortunate. But like I think if you're gonna do an Evil Dead game, don't do a multiplayer thing. Like do like a Ash in the Woods, boomstick, chainsaw.
Yeah.
kill some deadites kind of thing, hack and slash yuck. Yeah. So it's a bit strange. But like, yeah, it's always unfortunate to see a game kind of fail like this.
Shame.
Yeah.
I didn't want to really talk much about toys and stuff this time because we've got toy shows coming up, but I just wanted to mention Trick or Treat Studios is the studio a lot of will go to for action figures and things like that. They do a whole host of these latex masks. I have to say, not many of them jump out at me, James. I don't know what you're like.
Is that an ash one on the bottom there?
Yeah,
That's
but
weird.
It's none. I quite often think the ones that are meant to look like real people look pretty naff.
I agree. I would only ever buy one when it's like a mask from a movie, like it's the mask that the character wears, not like a mask of a person. Like it's
That Beetlejuice one. Where are your eyes going there? Do you think? Your head will not fit in that. Do you know what I mean?
Really just about to say. I was just about to say, like,
what do you do? Just wear that on top of your head or something? I presume it's not a mask, is it? It's just.
I think you put it on in your hand. It's like a sock puppet kind of thing.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
You're not getting your fucking neck in that. Our fat necks.
I couldn't get my forehead in that. Never mind my. I'll tell you what I could get. No, that's not. Right. I loved this.
Yeah, I saw this as well.
This is poor Gizmo. This is one of the original Gizmo puppets that's in a museum in the States somewhere, and because of the materials used, it's perished in kind of. And I don't know why that makes us laugh so much, but I just think
because he looks like he's strung out or something. Like it just looks. It's the fact that he's like and the eyes are bulging. Yeah. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Another Hollywood icon lost to drink and drugs, and Wayne, that's Peter's sex face. It absolutely is. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Bit of comic book news. The last time we were here, we were talking about our recommended Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best. I wanted to put this on and say, if you did read it based on my recommendation, I apologise because it's dog shit. I thought this was crap. It was boring beyond belief. It promised kind of action and murder, and yes, it might get a bit more exciting with issue 2, but I ain't willing to read issue 2 because the first issue was just so dull.
That bad, was it?
It was just boring. There was nothing exciting happened at all. An old lady wandering around the woods. So yeah, I would not read that one. Exquisite Corpses, that came out this week. This is the new hot book by James Tynion. This thing's gonna be the new kind of something that's killing the children. I think. Read this today. I've got multiple copies of it. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, great. Okay.
This will make a great TV series. I have to say, it doesn't feel unfamiliar. It feels, I don't know if anybody in the chat's read it, it feels very much like a combination of stuff we've already seen before. In fact, I got a real, believe it or not, Fortnite vibe to it in terms of the kind of the game setup. So basically what this is it's the world's run by America in particular is run by the 13 most wealthy families. And once every 5 years, they have a competition to see who's going to be in charge, top of the shop for the next 5 years. And the way they do the competition is they find a local town. They've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. So they find a local town, they seal off the town, and each of the families has a killer who goes into the town, and it's last killer standing, basically. Okay. So the job of the killers is to kill everybody else, and there's collateral damage all the way, and they can kill whoever they want and all that kind of stuff. The interesting twist is that because it goes back centuries that they've been doing it, each of the families has got a draw card, a playing card, and on that card tells you what weapon their killer's allowed to use.
Right. Okay.
So you've got great ones like guns and stuff, you've got axes, then you've got like rope, hands, all that kind of stuff. It was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm interested in the weird characters in it. There was a good death scene early in this first issue. I'm all in on this one. I think this is going to be good.
That sounds fun. I like the idea. Is there like a main character in it, or is it just kind of follow the 5 different killers, what they're doing?
So there's 12 or 13 killers. At the moment, it's been set up that the one who's got the gun is kind of the I think, going to be your lead character.
Okay.
But James Tynion twists and turns all the way, so it focused a lot on him in the first issue. But you got spotlights of all the other killers, and you know they all got different kind of styles and things. So I really enjoyed it. I think it'll be a cracking one to pick up in trade paperback when it's finished. But yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, Big Gangs in New York are great, Fuzzy. A bit of a purge thrown in. Yeah, absolutely. So it's really cool. And Sean is waiting for his copy. I'd recommend picking it up. I'd recommend trying to get yourself a copy of it. This could go through the roof. I think it's very, very popular. There's tons of different variations for the front cover. But yeah, it's worth a read. Another book that I've read today and thoroughly enjoyed was I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. I think I mentioned this on a show a little while ago. This is a really weird book about a young lady who goes to fashion school making dresses and stuff like that. And it just so happens that she's a serial killer. And she kills people and then creates jewellery and costumes out of their skin and the bodies. And she bathes in the blood every night. Issue 2 was just as good, if not better than the first issue. So again, I'm all in on this. And again, I could say this is a Netflix show or something like that. So yeah, really, really worth reading. Fuzzy saying cracking story. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Andy as well. Spot on book. Great book. We've got Connie. Nice to see you, Connie. Hope you're well. So yeah, great story. Just a fun read. I'd recommend those 2 good books to read. Okay, trailers, James. Now this is, I know what you did last summer.
Yep.
This has confused the living hell out of me.
So it's what a coincidence.
Yeah,
that the exact same things happened to a group in the same town 20-something years.
So is
later.
that what I'm led to believe from the trailer then? That literally exactly the same incident has happened, and then one of the main characters from the first film comes along and says, "Oh, this has happened before."
Yes.
Is it really? Yeah. So is that what's going on?
Yeah. So like, they're very odd. How are they going to explain that?
The only thing I thought was that really is a stretch, and it's a silly stretch, unless it is somehow linked to the original and they've set up the original accident. Do you know what I mean? It can't be just a coincidence that exactly
I would guess it would be somebody who knows about the original accident that's trying to replicate it in some way or something like that. Because like, what are the odds of that? Yeah. Happening twice, and they come back and try and kill them again.
Yeah. But I guess in terms of the trailer looked really cool. There's a good harpoon through the chest bit.
Yeah.
Peter just explained what a coincidence is. I did. I think this looks pretty cool. I'll go to the cinema to see this one.
I'm
just a
bit
of fun.
Yeah, Fisherman's a really cool slasher villain, so I'm going to enjoy this.
It'd be good. It's that long since we've talked Predator Badlands. What did you think of this trailer?
It looks very cool. It's like we didn't know when the title was announced what it was going to be. It's like, oh, it's a futuristic thing, man. Cool. Now the thing that really, one just like stylish, very stylish. I think very great director. Who did Prey as well. So I think it's cool. I like the design. The thing that really got me is that there's an alien crossover in this, and that's fascinating that they've gone with that. The main character is a synth from Weyland Yutani.
Yeah. You see the W in her eye, don't you?
Wild. That's absolutely wild. And I love it. I'm here for that, man. I love that these two universes are so connected,
So it's really interesting. I saw the trailer. I was absolutely loving it. And then we saw the Predator here. And I thought, oh my God, what the hell is that? The special effects look dreadful. The design, I'm not a fan of. Right. And I came away thinking, they've kind of like made him look like a kid kind of thing. And then I read the synopsis. He's meant to, that's exactly it. This is a kind of a teenage
predator,
proving
himself,
himself. So it makes perfect sense. Do you know what I mean? That he's going to have that more smoother skin. Exactly, Andy. The Zempic predator. Do you know what I mean? Fuzzy seems he's got cheekbones and a haircut, a hairstyle, and that's what threw us at first. But then actually, it makes sense. I'm excited for this. I'm hoping this is going to be as good.
Oh, this will be fantastic. I'm certain. Yeah. Like this will be great. Yeah.
And like you say, the aliens link got us quite excited.
I'm just curious. Is there more to that? I wonder though. Like, is there going to be?
Well, they wouldn't have shown it they wouldn't have shown it in the trailer if they weren't hinting at something bigger.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't happen in this film, even if this film sets up some kind of issue later on, you know.
Yeah, we got. What a great director to do an Alien vs Predator movie, though. If that's where this is going, if this leads directly into a new Alien vs Predator, amazing. So yeah,
Fab,
stoked.
fab.
I can't remember anything from this trailer now because this was so long since I watched it.
She was going through a metal detector, and they did the classic, "Oh, she's got lots of weapons," kind of thing. And then there was some running, and there was some pouting and stuff. I don't know why, because I did enjoy the first series, but I'm not excited about this at all. I'm sure when it comes on and I start watching it, I'll get back into it. But at this point in time, I think if I'm being really honest, having watched Beetlejuice, having watched Death of the Unicorn,
Scream,
I'm Jennifer Ortega out, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think that's what your problem is. I only watched Wednesday like fairly recently. I really enjoyed it, so like I'm here for this. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Passively looking forward to it. I think it's funny that Pugsley is now like a foot and a half taller than her, which I think is very funny. Like, because it just took so long to make the second season. But yeah, no, this is gonna be good. I'm sure. So.
We'll see. I will watch it, like I say, but at the moment, it's not exciting us. Yeah, this was a bit freaky. This was the I can't remember. Is it Bring Him Back?
Bring her back.
Bring her back. Yeah.
Bring her back. Yeah. So this is the movie from the.
Exactly, Fuzzy. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is from the directors of Talk to Me. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. It looks weird. Looks weird.
So this, I'm guessing the entire kind of synopsis of this is a loved one dies and they try and bring them back. At first I thought it was like the kind of the monkey's paw story.
Yeah.
That comes back as a zombie. But this trailer was so all over the place with different imagery, and it looked like it jumped timelines and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looked really interesting. I love Talk to Me. So I'm hopeful for this one. I think this could be, again, another sleeper that's really interesting to watch. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. Yeah. This was really friggin' freaky.
Yeah, wasn't it? So this is the new a new body horror movie starring, I was about to say James Franco, Dave Franco and Alison Brie, who are married in real life. So it's... like the poster kind of shows, and there's maybe one shot in the trailer that maybe shows it, but like it's a couple and they start getting fused together, I guess. Yeah. Is that the kind of idea?
So that was my original. The first teaser trailer was them kind of like when they cuddle, they end up sticking together, and there's a scene where they have to literally cut themselves off each other and stuff like that. So I kind of got that, and then it starts going really weird, and there's like this underground bit where it looks like there's witchcraft going on or something.
Yeah.
And then when she's in the car and turning left, he turns left, and then I don't know. It's hurting my head to think about what this film's about. So that normally means it's going to be interesting, or it's going to be just too bonkers for me to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think like at least like something like The Substance had a fairly straightforward concept, you know, like you got from the trailer what that movie was about.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, I don't know at all what this is like, what the actual story in this
it's getting
is
good reviews. My people are.
I've heard it's incredible. Yeah, it's supposed to be incredible.
Terry is saying, is this supposed to be is that a face in his wrist on purpose? Oh, it looks like Jim Morrison, The Doors, doesn't it? I see what you're saying there, Terry.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I can see it. If you look just under the palm, where the blood stops, you've got a gap of white and then more blood. Two eyes, a nose in the white, and then in the red, you've got the mouth and the jawline. Good pick up that, Terry.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting you, Terry. I don't have great eyesight.
No, different people perceive things differently, don't they? That whole thing about old woman or French model. Have you seen those images? I used to use them in teaching a lot.
Oh, yeah. Like,
it's that kind of thing. If you can't see it, it takes ages for you to actually see it.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, obviously it's there.
Of course, yeah. So that together looks really, really weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And then we've got this. Prom Queen. Is that the title?
Fear Street Prom Queen. Looking forward to this, man. I'm
I'm loving the fact, James, that we're meant to do this show this week, and as we progress through the trailers, I'm starting to suspect you can't remember watching any of these trailers.
Well, it was a whole week ago, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I was right.
Yeah,
this trailer is superb. Lots of blood, lots of killing. It looks like it's going to be just a fun one. I'm all over these. I've loved the last trilogy, the last 3 films. Again, I hope it hasn't given it away in the trailer, but for me, the trailer kind of hints at who this might be in terms of the killer.
Yeah, I'd say it's a misdirect, though.
Yeah, I hope so. A couple of good deaths.
I'm just loving the vibes, man. I love the 80s prom. It's such a fun setting, you know, so like I'm digging it. Yeah.
Looks cool. And then we've got this one, Weapons. Now, this has thrown us, and I've not done any looking into it. Someone in the chat, Fuzzy or Dead Terry or someone like that, do us a bit of a favour. This is Weapons, coming out soon, but at the very start of the trailer, it says this is based on a true story. Can it be, is it?
No, it's not. It's doing the Blair Witch thing, I think.
Right, okay.
So, no, this is by Zach Krieger, who did Barbarian.
Yes.
So there was a whole thing. I don't think he wrote it. So I heard a story that the script of this went around, like, was being bidding around Hollywood, was a bidding war for it, and Jordan Peele wanted it, and he didn't get it, and he fired his entire team because they didn't get it. So like, obviously there's something very special about this the story here. I think it's a really cool idea, man. I think it's just really
creepy as out trailer.
I'm very intrigued by it, like what this is going to end up being about. Turns out it was Pedro Pascal was supposed to star in this and he had to drop out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was supposed to play Josh Brolin's character. But yeah, no, like just the idea that like, oh, like Ash, this certain time, or this one teacher's class of kids like got up out of bed and disappeared and never showed their face again. It's like, ooh, that's spooky. But then there's obviously some supernatural. I don't know if these maybe like this could be a supernaturally thing, or this is like a vision the teacher's having. Maybe it's a misdirect. Who knows?
But the thing is, James, you're absolutely right, and it leans heavily into that kind of, is it supernatural or whatnot? But it's the title of the movie that's interesting. Weapons. Do you know, what does that relate to?
I didn't even think of that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right then. So I don't know. I think this could be a cracker, and you're absolutely right. I read the same article about Jordan Peele was absolutely fizzing that he didn't win this because he wanted to make this movie.
I'd be certain this will end up being one of the top of the year. I would think.
Fuzzy's done the research. A work of fiction with some true life influences. Interesting.
Probably that like a classroom of kids went missing or something like that, where like 4 people are dead at a certain time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a good one.
Even just that image there, just cool.
Oh, it's freaky, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's freaky.
Stoked for this.
Yeah. And then we'll get another. Is it now again? You know, I get these lot mixed up. Is this The Conjuring?
The Conjuring Last Rites. So this is the final Conjuring movie.
Final trailer for that. It looked all right.
It looked fine. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just tapped out on these at this point, where I'm just sort of like. Yeah, I feel like when it's not James Wan directing it, like they're just not. That special sauce is kind of gone. So there's some eerie bits, some creepy imagery and stuff, jump scares and all. But like, I'm not sure this is gonna be great.
Looks like my mother-in-law. Yeah. We'll give it a go, see what it's like. Okay, we're on to reviews now, ladies and gents. So, first off, I wanted to talk about Werewolves. Have you seen this one yet, James?
No, I haven't had it. I didn't get a chance to watch.
Okay, so this is batshit crazy. This is, what's the name of the guy? Frank Grillo. It's another one of his kind of action movies. It starts off and you kind of assume you've missed the first film. It feels like this is part 2 of a film because it tells you that, a year ago, a supermoon appeared, which transformed large percentage of the population just into werewolves. So in this universe, you don't need to be bitten to become a wolf. You just look at the moon and it turns you into a werewolf. So there was a mass disaster a year ago where a huge percentage of the population turned into werewolves, ate people, and then reverted the next day, and everything went back to normal. So this picks up a year later, where the supermoon is coming again, and people are preparing for it. It feels the entire film feels very much like The Purge, but with werewolves. So you got loads of people's houses kind of boarded up and like, you know, like Home Alone, equipped, ready to fight off the big bad werewolves. You've got Frank Grillo's character and some scientists who are trying to find a cure, and then it all goes tits up. So they've got to make their way across the city, just like he did in that Purge movie. When
in The Purge too.
To get to his sister's house, or his brother's wife's house or something, to save them from the werewolves. Now. Practical effects throughout, which I always appreciate. Pretty good. Some ropey CGI chucked in now and then. But at no point was it exciting or different or anything like that. It just felt flat.
It's a cool concept, man.
I went into it expecting World War Z. So if 90% of the population's turned into a werewolf, you'd expect to see them all over the place and stuff. You don't. You see like a couple. And then at one point there's a gang of them. But it's very... This got a theatrical release. And I cannot get my head around that at all. This should have been for me a direct-to-video or a horror channel kind of movie. It's okay, but in no way is it good for me personally.
That's a shame because it's such a cool concept, man. Such a cool, like The Purge with werewolves. Like that sounds great. That's such a good element.
Yeah, and, you know, there is a good sequence where the werewolves, which seem to have some degree of intelligence for some reason, you know, racists, where one of them is trying to get into one of the houses that Frank Grillo's kind of set up, and there is interesting Home Alone kind of bits of, you know, water splashing on them that burns them, and pepper spray to the eyes and lights, and that's quite fun. But then he spent a year preparing this house, and they get in pretty quick, I have to say, through the roof or something. So it's okay. It's cheesy beyond belief. Some of the dialogue is shockingly bad, but it killed an hour and a half. You know, like you say, I think great concept, just not particularly well executed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how often that happens.
Yeah, if they did another one, mind, I would watch it. I wouldn't go to the cinema, but I would watch it on TV if it was pop up again. So that's Werewolves. Let me know if you've watched that one and what you thought of it. Okay, I wanted to mention this. This is Kevin Bacon, The Bondsman. This is on Amazon TV at the moment. James, have you saw any of this yet?
Nope. I just had the trailer. I thought it looked cool. I'll give this a watch at some point.
This is cracking. So this is, I think, 8 episodes. Each episode's about half an hour long, so it's a dead easy watch. Great special effects. An incredibly simple plot in many regards. They try and chuck some character development and mystery in there and all the rest of it with Kevin Bacon. But basically what you've got is Monster of the Week fight. So each episode starts, monster arrives on Earth, Kevin Bacon finds it, the fight, it gets killed, it goes back to the start. It's that kind of, you know. That said, the performances are cracking. Kevin Bacon's amazing in it. I love the relationship with him and his mother. They're both kind of bounty hunters, well, bondsmen. The special effects are pretty darn good. The monster effects are good. And I would say this ends with a real good twist cliffhanger kind of thing, a change to the status quo. It's well worth a watch. I really, really would watch the Bondsman. It's a good little series. Okay, if you've seen The Bondsman, do let me know in the chat what you've thought of it. Wayne is saying, I'm enjoying The Bondsman. I think it's a decent watch, Wayne, isn't it? And like I say, for me, the age I am and the attention span I've got, having a show that's just a half-hour episode is ideal because you can stick that on when you're eating your tea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can just sit and chill. And I would say, James, you know, my wife and make her watch all this stuff with us. This is the one that she's quite enjoyed. She thought this was good fun. So good. Yeah, this has got the starts of what could be, I think, a very, very good series long term. You know. Yeah. And I'll watch Kevin Bacon in anything. You know. Fuzzy saying he binged it. What did you think, Fuzzy? Did you enjoy it? Dane, with you on that one, 100%, Peter.
The whole thing is out now, is it?
Yeah, entire thing. Okay. Like I say, 8 episodes, half an hour episode. You can watch it in a few hours, you know.
Easy. Yeah.
And it's an easy watch. You haven't got to think too much about it, if that makes sense. Yeah, worth a watch. Next.
Okay. This is so horrible. Because
I loved it. Tell them about this one, James.
Final Destination Bloodline. So I saw this last week. I saw this a preview screening. It was a double bill with the first movie. So this is the new installment. We have not had a Final Destination movie in, I think, 15 years or something like that. It's been that long. I think this is a contender for the best in the series, to be honest. I thought this... Final Destination is very like comfort food, I feel like, in terms of horror movies. They're easy, they're fun, they're silly. So it's just nice to have it back, you know. And so when like you're in there, and there was so like watching this with the crowd as well, there was so many like great like oh moments, you know. Like I just had a smile on my face the entire time, you know.
So it's really interesting. So I think you've summed it up perfectly there, really, James. I went into this and I came out and I wasn't disappointed. Did I come out thinking, my God, that's elevated horror, that's the best thing I've ever seen?
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was Final Destination. And I would also go as far as to say, if you've watched any other Final Destination films, this is just the same. It adds a new part to the lore, I guess, but it doesn't do anything different. You've got your same kind of plot devices and stuff like that.
That being said, I thought there were some interesting twists on that, like in terms of it's a generational thing. I thought that was a fun element.
Yes.
There was one, we won't do spoilers because it's only come out.
Yeah.
So we'll talk spoilers next time or during the week maybe. But there was one bit where it sort of like shakes up the order of how a thing happened.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
I thought it was so clever. It's such a funny kind of moment as well. You know, so I thought that was really cool. It was just so... Like, I was just edging my seat the whole time. It was so great. Like,
and, you know, when you go to see a Final Destination film, what you want is creative, inventive deaths. This film absolutely has that. There are some cracking deaths in this. This scene here, we've got the image up, was, I think, I've nearly bowed. Oh, God, this is a medical term. I don't know if you've heard of this. This is called
degloving?
Degloving, yeah. So our finger gets degloved, which is just horrendous. Yeah. But yeah, I thought there were some very interesting deaths. If I'm going to be critical, and you know it's not like me, James, but if I'm going to be critical, having watched all of the Final Destinations, they've all felt good practical effects and things. This at points felt quite CGI.
I think that's completely fair. I would agree. There is a lot of most of the big kill, because it's often someone just getting completely squashed. You know, so like it is fairly CG, but they're creative. I think so. I don't really mind, and often they are done like super quick as like a shock. So I didn't really care that much. I think there was one that was like a good mix of CG and practical, where basically someone's heads gets like kind of crushed. And even if that was CG, it was like good looking CG. Yeah, and it was just so visually like, ugh, you know. Like
I didn't mind that. I was thinking more of like the end scene and things like that felt very CG, but rightfully so, I guess, to a point. And I guess what I would say as well about this movie in particular, I genuinely liked a couple of the characters in it. Perhaps not necessarily, not that there was anything wrong with them, but the main two characters were fine. But I really liked the twin brothers, you know, which again we'll not go into too much detail in terms of spoilers.
But the gothy guy and
the gothy guy and his brother,
the dummy kind of one.
I loved them too.
I like the uncle a lot. For some reason, I think like having it as a family adds an interesting element to it, where like, you know, even though I think like you get 2 or 3 kills in, and some people who like just lost their like brother or dad or sister or whatever don't really look like that's just happened to them. You know what I mean? Like it was like so they're sort of, they'll go back to quipping 2 scenes later or something like that, you know. But I don't know. I think it's interesting having such a close knit group of people to like that this is happening to, you know.
Yes.
Well,
And then, as was said earlier, it was obviously our friend the Candyman's last performance.
Yes.
Very nice scene. It was really quite interesting watching. I don't know how you felt, James. It was interesting watching it because obviously they knew he was unwell. But his lines felt like he was saying goodbye, not as that character in the film, but you know, as him. You know?
I would agree. So Tony Todd as the Undertaker. So like it's interesting that there's sort of a theory, always been a theory throughout the series that he's death. That he's some supernatural. He's the one, because he like there's like lines where he'll say, "I'll see you soon" or whatever. This kind of puts that to bed. But like I would agree that like it was just very poignant. It was like I think supposed to be a goodbye for that character Maybe he was saying he was sick and he wouldn't be back for the next one or something like that. But yeah, I think as like a last, I would guess at this point his last moment on screen. Yeah, it was very beautiful. I thought like a very beautiful goodbye. You know, so that was really great.
So overall, for this film, Final Destination Bloodlines, it's not going to win any awards. It's not going to set the world alight. But actually, it's a fun couple of hours in the cinema. If you get the opportunity to watch this, I really would go and see it. What do you think, James?
Just a great popcorn flick. Just fun. Watch it with the crowd, because I think crowd reactions is a great element of it as well. If you like any of the Final Destination movies, you'll love this. Like it's just nice. It's good to be back. You know,
I'll just absolutely. Yeah. Do you want more? Do you want another one?
Oh, 100%. I want them to make these movies forever. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this film and what you thought of it. Terry is saying he was hoping to say it a couple of days ago, but the circumstances got in the way. Yeah, I hope everything's all right at home, Terry. When you get the chance, bud, try and get to see it, because it is a good one.
Did you see that for the marketing? They had trucks going around
motorways
with the logs on them. Like, that's genius. Like that's so clever. Yeah, I love that.
Very cool. Okay, next we've got Sinners. This is the Michael B. Jordan movie. This one blew my little ginger socks off, I have to say. This was a movie that I went into knowing a little bit about. I wasn't anticipating loving the non-vampire story so much, because let's be honest, that's the majority of the film. It's very Dusk Till Dawn in that vampires aren't really featured as part of this film until at least halfway through, I think it is. I fell in love with the characters. I thought the cinematography was great. I thought the story was great. When the shit hits the fan and we get to the action sequences, I thought that was phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. What about you, James?
I thought this was phenomenal. Like this is easily up there as one of the best vampire movies ever made, I think, genuinely. I like Dusk Till Dawn. Like you could watch Dusk Till Dawn, and like I know people who say like, oh, I didn't like the vampire stuff, but I like the rest of the movie. You know, like that could have just been a crime movie about two brothers. And likewise, I think here, literally exactly the same, crime movie about two brothers. If it was just about these two ex-mobsters come back to their hometown and want to set up a thing, you know, and that was the whole movie, I would have been like, this is great, you know. But then the vampires just add such a fun element to it. Like I thought, similar to what I liked about the Salem's Lot remake, it's just classic vampires. It's like garlic and holy water, and they can't come inside unless they're invited. Like the rules apply to like totally to them. So I'm like, perfect. I'm like, great, really amazing portrayal of those. It's just so stylish, man. Like, and the I think the music is great in it. Like, music is a big part of the story. There was a really interesting sequence halfway through where it's sort of like, I guess the idea is that like music transcends time, and so we're getting visuals of like people from other time periods.
Yeah, that was great. I loved that.
Yeah, where like these people from the future and stuff like it was it was interesting. Yeah. So go on.
I thought the effects, for the vampires were absolutely incredible. And you mentioned music there. I'd never, a family of vampires sat playing a banjo guitar thing and just having to sing along. Felt so friggin' creepy and scary, and yet absolutely, I couldn't take my eyes off them. And then the dance scene with the vampires.
The Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the heron turns down the Rocky Road.
It was just
so weird. It was so good.
I think in the hands of any other director and in the hands of any other acting talent, this could have gone down completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because it feels, at times, you kind of, like you say, there's a scene in the middle where they're playing music and they're talking about music transcend, as James has just described. And they don't interact with each other, but you see music kind of throughout the generations. Do you know what I mean? In another director's hands, that could have felt really cheesy and shite. Same as the vampires singing and the dancing kind of elements to it. But in this context, it just worked perfectly, I thought. The thing I did want to say to you, James, is what I found very strange about this is I know post-credit scenes have become kind of a thing, but there are still large amounts of people who don't wait to watch post-credits because they're not interested. This has got a post-credit scene that I would argue isn't a post-credit
It's
scene.
just the end of the movie.
It's the end of the film.
Yeah.
You know? So
like, it's so crucial to, like,
Yeah.
like as a resolution to the storyline. It was odd. Like, I think I actually made a joke, like, in this, we were about to leave, and I made a joke about post-credit scene. And then, there we go.
very strange. And I wonder how many people actually left and didn't see that, you know?
Yeah, and like, that's where I think there was talk about this might end up becoming a franchise, and that's important for that as well. I think where it's like, there's some characters to carry on. I suppose the idea is then like that. This has been out for a couple of weeks, so I think we can spoil at this point. But so like one of the Michael B. Jordan's characters survives with Haley Steinfeld as vampires. So I think the idea is that when you're turned by they were turned by an evil vampire, so they were under his control. But when he died, they have like their free will back, I guess, is the idea. Okay. Their eyes turned blue as well, which I thought was funny.
Yeah,
like, they're good guy vampires now. It's like, all right.
I mean, I absolutely adored this. I thought this was superb. I can't speak more highly of this. In terms of horror, elevated horror, if you want to coin that term, this is, I think, one of those films that it's superb, even without it being a horror movie. Yeah. This should be winning stuff at the Oscars for me.
Yeah. As Ryan Coogler's best movie, I think, as well, by far. Absolutely. Yeah, very funny as well. But there's a moment halfway where it's like they're like, oh, when did he get bit? And they throw him outside, and they realize, oh, he's not actually he's not dead, and then he gets eaten by the vampires.
Great characters.
Great. Yeah, great so much fun, man. I want to see another one of these. Like,
Me too.
This is great. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, have you seen Sinners? If you have, let one know in the comments what you thought of it. We've got C4 Darkman. Nice to see you, C4. Hope you are well. SM is saying there's another one at the very end. Yeah, playing the piano, isn't it? I didn't actually stay for that one, but I read it in the on the internet before we went in, and I don't think it was really crucial to the plot. Yeah. It takes place before the night the guy doesn't have a scar. Yeah, it's the main character, isn't it, playing the piano? Yeah. His first movie, phenomenal guy.
Great, wasn't he? Yeah, he was fucking incredible. Yeah. I want to see him more as well.
Yeah. So yeah, great film. Recommend that one. I wanted to mention this. I know this is an oldie, but this is Orphan. I hadn't seen this before. James, have you seen this movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen Orphan. Yeah,
it's just bloody mental. So this is the story basically of a family who adopt a little girl. You have this horrific scene at the start with a baby dying and stuff, which was just so grotesque. I was like, what the hell is this all about? But then they adopt this little girl, and as the story goes on, you start to realise that it's not a little girl at all. It's a young lady who's got a medical condition that makes her look like a young girl, but she's actually quite old.
I think she's like 40s or something.
Yeah, and she's crackers. She's bloody crazy. And she starts killing the family and things and trying to murder people.
She falls in love with the dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
She wants to bump off the mom.
Yeah, and when you see a kind of a diary, it looks like she's done this repeatedly in different areas and things. And really interesting film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a cool little movie. And it led us on. The reason we watched this was because my wife had become aware of this. So there's two things at the moment. There's the documentary, which we've started watching, but there's then the dramatisation just aired in America. I think it's out now over here, first few episodes, based on this state case. So this is based on a real life young lady. Well, I haven't got to the end of the documentary yet, so I don't know if she's a young lady. A person called Natalia Grace. Again, same story. This couple adopted her, and then things start going awry. She starts threatening the family. The family believe that she's actually not a little girl. She's an older lady posing as a young girl. We've watched the first 2 episodes of this series, and it's already doing me nuts in, because it's one of these series that you quite often get with true crime, that when you're watching it and they've got interviews with the father, then interviews with the neighbour, and then interviews with the Natalia and things like that, and by the end of it you haven't got a freaking clue who's telling the truth, what's real, what's not real. The father is telling plausible stories, and then actually the next scene he's freaking nuts, absolutely nuts, and you're thinking, yeah, you're insane. And then and then you get the neighbour saying the family are absolutely lovely and would never do anything to hurt anybody and stuff, and then the next neighbour says, oh no, they're absolutely batshit crazy, and they, you know, they're doing weird. So it's like, where is the truth in all this? Now, I don't know if there is a truth. I don't know if by the end of this mini-series it'll tell us. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know how you work it out. In the case of the Orphan movie, she had false teeth, and you could say her teeth were older than her age. Don't know if they've done some testing, genetic testing on this real life individual to find that out or what.
Well, I've seen clips of the dramatization, so I know that there's a resolution.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but so the dramatization, well, yeah, I'm not going to get into it because I've heard again different. It's a bit like the what do you call them? The Menendez brothers. When I watched the Netflix drama about them, there are still people who believe one version of the truth. Anyway, it's really interesting. What I would say is, if you like your true crime stuff and you like these kind of things, this has so far been a really interesting little mini series. Me and the missus are bang into it, and it's pulling me heartstrings, because every episode I'm like, oh bless her, she's just a young kid with a horrendous disability trying to get away in her life, and then 2 minutes later I'm thinking, she's fucking nuts, just trying to kill everybody. That's an old woman. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't got a clue. We'll see. I will report back on this show what I think at the end.
Check it next time.
Yeah. Oh, James, this is
where
we fall out.
Now we fight.
This is where we fall out.
So, The Last of Us, we have not had a chance to fully just spoiler talk on this. So we're on episode 5 now. You're up today on episode 5.
Yep.
Full spoilers for episode 1 to 5 of The Last of Us season 2. Peter, what have you thought so far of The Last of Us season 2?
Do you know what? I find it really, really hard, and I am not saying stuff to upset you or anything like that, James. Right? And I want to be really clear. This is good television. I am enjoying it as a story. I don't know that I'm enjoying this season as much as I enjoyed season 1, mind, if I'm being honest. Spoilers, we all know there's a big death in episode, is it 2 or 3?
2, episode 2.
Yeah, big death in episode 2. I think sadly for me, because it's been that long since season 1, that didn't have as big of an impact as I might have liked. And also, big death of a character like that would have probably felt more had it been season 3, when I really had fallen in love with them. Do you know what I mean? That said, it was still a shocking death, and I thought the acting in it was phenomenal. Really, really superb scenes. My problem with this is it does still feel very Walking Dead-y to us, and I'm just not sure I'm as engaged with these two characters as I am with Joel. I struggle with the lack of fear they have at times, and I know you'll say that that's the used to it, the world town. 2 episodes now, they've found band equipment and played it, and it's like, are you not scared of this shit? I mean, they're literally hiding from armed soldiers in the hotel. In the start of this episode, she finds a friggin' theatre or something and starts playing again.
Well, the theatre's secured. It's in a secured area.
Then what about when she switches all the power onto the entire building? Doesn't nobody notice that? Does she not think, oh, I better shine the lights?
When was that?
That same episode. She flicks the switch and all the lights come on. You know, it's like, oh.
Okay,
so yeah,
that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. Okay.
So I'm sounding negative there. I am enjoying it. It is a good series. I'm not enjoying it as much without Joel. I'm not liking particularly. I don't know what the other character's name is.
Ellie?
No, I like it. No, I quite like Ellie.
Dina?
The other one. Dina. I'm not warming to her as much.
No.
She was in Madam Web. That's probably why.
She was. She's also Dora in the Dora the Explorer movie.
Yeah.
She's going to be Hawkgirl as well.
Is she? Oh, right, yeah. I have to say, from a spoiler's point of view, I think the last scene of the last episode, you know, someone coming back, I think that's fish bait. That's they've put that in to make people, is it a dream sequence? Has it all been a dream sequence, or is it shite? He's still dead.
It's you think that's what it's doing? I think yeah, okay.
That's very much how they've phased it. That she gets knocked out, opens her eyes, and Joel's there, and she's in bed. That to me is the producer saying, "Oh, we'll get people guessing by making one think the last few episodes have been a dream or whatever." Yeah. You know, it's like, so yeah, I've rambled on there, James. You're going to tell us I'm wrong.
You're wrong. No, listen, right? It's a very divisive storyline. I think it's one of the greatest stories ever written, genuinely. But we've not gone far enough into it for you, you need to see the whole thing first. I would say that I thought season 1 was on par with the games for the most part. There was things I thought the game did way better, and there's things I thought the show did actually improved on from the game. I think here everything's a little bit below par. The story's just not translated as well, and I think part of that is you've moved things around a bit. So there's things that were flashbacks later on in the story that have been put in the first episode. Part of that is so that there's more Joel before he dies. In the game, Joel and Ellie don't meet before he dies at all, so we don't actually see them. We never see them together. And that's the thing. What some people were so pissy about, because in the game it's about an hour into the game. And then, probably at the point we are in the story now, we're only 4 hours into the game or something like that, So they've actually added a lot more. I feel like this made some changes. I'm not a super big fan of, in terms of Tommy's role is a bit different here.
This is the interesting thing, isn't it? That different experiences. You're talking there all about the changes to the game and stuff. I'm coming in and just looking at it purely from a TV experience.
Yeah.
I think this, again, I've said it before, and I know you not necessarily agree, but I think this would feel much different if it wasn't on the back of The Walking Dead. Had this come first, it would have felt much different. I am interested in the spore element. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's from the first game, so that's always been a thing. So, I think I will say, Joel's death I thought was really well portrayed in this. I'm not a big fan of Abby being so monologue-y during it. It's a bit quicker in the game, but this scene here on screen now is my favorite scene in the entire second game, and I thought it was translated perfectly here, and I cried, and it's the only time last season when I cried every episode. I just thought it was beautifully done, and I think Dina is better in the show than the game. I think that's the one thing I would say that they've done better, that they've improved. I love Dina in the game, but I just love Isabella Merced so much. I thought she's brought that character to life, and she's been a real buzz in it. People are really critical of Bella Ramsey. I think it's not necessarily her performance. I think the characterization, like you said, they're a bit too. The game is very bleak, and Ellie is very bleak in it. Whereas they're kind of goofing off a little bit, and I'm just this is a bit you're on a big revenge mission here. Why So I that maybe I'm taking a bit issue. So I just feel like it's not really. And it breaks my heart to say it, but they've not really translated the story as well as they should have. Next episode's going to be amazing, I think, though. Okay. And then it's the last episode after that, and
is it?
It's 7 episodes. I'm just going to warn you, this is going to end very abruptly, and you're going to be pissed off, because it's basically going to stop mid-scene effectively, and then we'll have to wait 2 years until we get the next part. But it's I separated from the game. I think it's great. It's great television. It's great storytelling. Just not on par with its source material. I feel like it's not on par with season 1 either, which is unfortunate, because I think the game and the 2 games are on par with each other. So
yeah, it's still a worthwhile watch. I am still enjoying watching it. It's just not blown us away like season 1 did. But then it's hard, isn't it? Quite often a lot of series, I think, get the second wind on season 2, but this one had such a strong season 1. To maintain that quality or to top it was always going to be a challenge,
It's the thing is people didn't want a second one, and then they did a second one, and they killed the main character in the first hour, and you dragged the other main character through the dirt for so I understand why people were pissy,
Volcanic Society, nice to see it. Have they split the second game into 2 seasons?
They have, yeah. So this will end very abruptly. And then season you're gonna feel like there should be another episode left, and there's not gonna be. And then next season we get the second half, and I think next season will have to be a bit longer though. I think it'll need to be 8 or 9 episodes.
And how long till the next season?
2 years.
See, this is the problem. This is the. Again, I'm an old fart. I know that, and I know I say that all the time. But when I was younger, I don't remember waiting 2-3 years between seasons. It was like every 6 months to a year.
Yeah, shows have just gotten big. I was only talking about this with someone the other day. Shows have gotten just bigger. They're bigger productions and they take a lot longer and they're bigger budgets.
But it kills
and stuff,
the momentum.
I know,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
And I think that's my problem with not feeling as much about the big death in episode 2, because it's been like a year, 2 years since I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I think it's gonna, because like the first and second game were released 7 years apart. But this story I played straight through in 20 hours, whereas you're going to have a 2-year break in between at the middle of it, you know, and I think that's going to really affect it as well. So like I think part of it, like watching this week to week, honestly, I think hurts the story too, you know, whereas this scene comes an hour after Joel dies in the game, so it's like kind of that moment to reflect back on what's happened, and that's why it's so emotional. Whereas here, I think it's like it's 2 episodes away from it that happened, you know. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, worth watching. It is worth watching.
That's sorry. You didn't watch this?
I haven't seen this yet. I have to say, I'm not rushed to see it because the reviews of it have been pretty dire. I will see it at some point, but I prioritised other movies over this one.
Fair enough. I won't spoil. So I'll do. We're going along, so I'll do a quick one. I was very excited for this. I'm a huge Until Dawn fan. I think at the start of the year I said this is my most anticipated movie of the year. I think it's fine. I don't think it does anything remarkable. I think a lot of the things I was excited about from like the trailers, I was just a bit disappointed with in the movie. Like, you know, there's like some things were teased, and the tease in the trailer is really all that there is in the movie of it. I thought there was some scary moments. There's some cool like kind of monstery characters in it. I enjoyed that. I hated the main characters. Like I hated all of them. I didn't connect with any of them at all, and that's unfortunate because the game has such great characters in it. It was just fine, you know. I think there's some good kills. There's some like funny moments in it, but it's not like there's nothing special. And I actually think it is very, like even more in the trailers make it look. It's very Cabin in the Woods. Yeah. But Cabin in the Woods has like the guys in the office doing the pool bets and stuff like that. That kind of fun break. It's more of a comedy. Whereas like if you play Cabin in the Woods seriously, it doesn't have the same kind of effect. So I would still say it's worth watching. I think maybe like also like Uncharted, you know, I'm comparing it to the game. You going in fresh, maybe you'll enjoy it more than like I still enjoy it, and I want more. I know it didn't do well in the box office, which is unfortunate either. I was hoping this would become a big franchise. But like it's worth watching, I would say. And like there's some interesting ties to the game. The one thing that pissed me off was that they don't explain the time loop thing, like why they're in a time loop or how they're in a time loop. Okay. And that really irks me because there's no time loop in the game. Yeah. So like why is that happening? Like, but so that was a bit like ugh.
I'll give it a go, but I'm not rushing to see it, but I will give it a go. Okay. Volcanicus, comparatively on episode release, I think Andor hit a sweet spot of doing 3 episodes a week. Yeah, I haven't watched season 2 yet. That's on my list to try and blast that. I'm going to watch it all, hopefully over the space of a weekend, maybe this weekend. But I've heard amazing things about it. I loved season 1.
I have to watch it as well.
I've not seen this yet either.
Drop. So this was from Christopher Landon's new movie, isn't it? Yeah, that did Scream and Christopher Landon's new movie. So this is the one where it's like a woman goes on a date and she starts getting airdrop messages, like, and basically she's like told she has to kill her date or like these guys will kill her family. So it's a bit of a thriller kind of movie, some horror elements to it. Thought this was great. Really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun. Funny enough, do you know where we went to Comic-Con in Dublin for Dublin Comic-Con?
Yeah.
The convention centre. That's the building they use for the restaurant in the.
Oh, it's really.
So she walks in and they've like CG'd like more of the front of it on top and stuff. I was just like, there's the convention centre. Okay. So like it's funny because there's even a part she's driving up the Lewis tracks and stuff like they fake it as Boston or whatever, you know. But yeah, no, it's got a lot of suspense. I would say it's like maybe a little bit predictable. It's a bit easy to kind of see what's happening going
It's interesting you saying that. So Terry messaged us when I was on Hollybobs to say he'd been to see this one, and he said he'd guessed the twist, kind of the killer or whatever, by halfway through or whatever.
Yeah,
But he still enjoyed the film, he said.
It's still enjoyable, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, I would really recommend this one. I think it's a good time.
This is one on my list. I'd rather see this over the last film we just talked about. I have to say, this looks interesting to us. I like the trailer for this one. I just wanted to very briefly mention this. Before we've come online, I've been watching this. This is Hellboy, the Crooked Man. I'm about 30 minutes into it, 40 minutes into it.
Okay.
Lots of people have told us to watch it. Lots of people have told us it's not as bad as it's been made out to be and stuff like that. I'm struggling with this shit. I really am.
You're out over the hump, man. Like it gets a lot better. It's just more like stuff will start happening soon.
I mean,
I like this. I like the spooky vibes of it, though. Do you know?
I'm at a bit at the moment where there's a giant blackbird talking to him, and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? So up till now, I will give you that. I'm liking the spookiness of it. I am liking the kind of the creepiness of it. I think the acting is absolutely atrocious for the main part. I think the music is atrocious. It feels very much like a school film project that someone's kind of put together.
Fair. Yeah.
To start it off with horrific CGI spider fight was bad decision because it looks awful. But the spookiness, the creepiness, yeah, I'm liking. Don't buy him as Hellboy at all. I'm not liking him in particular.
He doesn't have the same charisma, I would say.
There's no charm to him. There's no fun to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
I still liked him. I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah. Maybe it'll improve as the movie goes on. Like I say, I'm up to the bit where he's just been bitten by a CGI snake, and he's in a dream sequence seeing his mother talk to a giant black.
So the villain's not even come in yet.
I've seen the Crooked Man once or twice, but I haven't seen
them talk or anything like that.
No, yeah. So I'm hoping it gets better. It's not blowing us away. It's fair to say. And that's it. That's your whack. We've done an hour and a half. Mr. Keegan, anything else you want to add? What have we got coming up? I mean, I'm sad. I'm scared to even show the slide, James. I have to say,
it'll come out. It'll come out. We'll surprise drop it on you. Whenever. Yes, howling. I'll be right back. I know. We need get back on schedule. So we have that coming out soon, and then we'll do a spoiler. What are you laughing at? Soon could be at some point in the future. Soon, yeah. And then we'll do a spoiler review. We'll probably do a standalone spoiler review for Final Destination Bloodlines as well, so that'll be out. And then, that's it for the moment.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Bits here and there. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, thank you so much for everybody stopping by. We've had 10 people watching tonight, which is great for this little channel. We really do appreciate you jumping in and watching. As usual, we've had some great chat in the comments section, so we do appreciate that as well. And thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Keegan, is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Well, guys, it's not Halloween, but I still think everyone's entitled to one good scare.